Hello! It's been a while since I did one of these updates, hasn't it? So I'm using a rather different setup this time. I don't have a microphone covering my face like I did before. The audio quality will probably be a little bit poorer for it, but at least you'll be able to see me instead of only half of me. So I want to talk about some of the stuff that's going on now and stuff that will be going on shortly. So on the channel right now, I have Grimrock 2, The Second Sky, and Midnight Mansion. Those are the three main game series that I'm running at the moment. I haven't been able to find a whole lot of time to do additional stuff like the first impressions videos. I'll talk about those a little bit more in a bit. My schedule changed not too long ago to instead of doing 3 days a week for each main series, it's now just every other day. So there's an even-odd sort of thing, although which one is even, which one is odd is going to change by month. But it's just whenever a video for one thing goes up 2 days later, there will be another one. There is a section on my YouTube About page that lists out my schedule in detail. So if you're ever curious about it, you can go take a look at it there, and it'll lay it all out for you. I keep that pretty well updated. So future stuff, very near future. A whole lot of people have been clamoring for it. I'm getting comments quite frequently about Terraria 1.3. It's coming. I've been wanting to record it ever since the update came out. It's just logistically it hasn't quite worked out. The plan is to do a two-player thing with Lorgon 111. So Brian has just gone through a cross-country move, and he's currently sick and without a voice. So I'm kind of just waiting for him to recover so that the two of us can actually record together. So that's what that's waiting on. It'll go up just as soon as it works out to record it. In the a little bit more distant future, I'll talk about the lineup of games that I'm planning to use to replace the ones that are currently running. So there's a game by Matt Thorson. You know Matt from Towerfall and, oh good grief, the other game I played, An Untitled Story. There's one called Money Seas that he did. This was actually how I discovered Matt. It was a Congregate game. It's a really cool little platformer. So that's probably, I'm kind of thinking it might make sense to sort of split up my schedule by game genre. So like when Midnight Mansion, which is a platform game, runs out, when I'm through all the mansions that are available in it, which I'm predicting is going to be about 20 more episodes, because I'm averaging about 3 episodes per mansion, and there's 6 left to go, and a little bit on the current one that's running. So probably about 20 more of those. Once that's over, I'll probably replace it with Money Seas. Money Seas is a game that I have played before, so it won't be a blind LP, but I haven't done it recently, and I think it's a really cool game, so I'd love to cover it. The Real Texas is a game that I've played a little bit a while ago. It's a quirky adventure game by Calvin French. I didn't play too much into it, but what I saw was really interesting, so I'd like to do an LP of it and get all the way through it. So it's adventure, kind of a little bit RPG-ish, so it might take Grimrock's slot once that's done. I have no idea how much longer Grimrock 2 is, and I don't want to know, so please don't tell me. I'd like it to be a surprise when I'm getting toward the end of it. I'm guessing there's still quite a lot to go. It feels like I've only scratched the surface. There's a sandbox survival game called 7 Days to Die, which I wouldn't have thought I would have liked. It's a zombie apocalypse survival-y crafting sort of thing, which is very cliched. There are a lot of those, but this one does an extremely good job of it. I don't think I'll do it as an LP, but I'd like to possibly stream it on Twitch if people are interested in seeing that. So that's a thing that might be going on in the near future. We'll just see how my schedule works out and how the mood takes me. Towerfall. I put up a few Towerfall videos. I didn't do a full-blown LP of it. An expansion to it, the Dark World expansion, has come out since then, which adds a lot more stuff to quest mode. So that's one that I might be interested in doing. I'd welcome your feedback in, like, which of these you'd like to see sooner, or any other games any of you would like to see me play. But yeah, that's my up next list right now. So I'm thinking another thing I might like to do that's a little bit different is I might want to do a series on sort of maybe not so much the history, but playing a whole bunch of really old Apple II games. So a lot of people who cover older games will do them on the console. So you see a lot of NES games, you'll see some older PC games. Not a lot of people seem to really have paid attention to the Apple II, but it was actually a really great game machine back in the day. And I have a lot of fond memories of games that I played on it. A lot of them were very simplistic, but Ultima 5 was on the Apple II, so that was a pretty extensive game. The version I played on my channel was the DOS version because that version happened to be better. But it also ran on the Apple II. So, yeah, there are a lot of interesting things there that I'd like to cover. The very first video I put on my channel that was a Let's Play was of an Apple II game called Station 5. I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. It was about 5 years ago, 5.5 years, something like that. I didn't have a very good microphone. I was not used to public speaking, so you'll see kind of a different side of me in that video. But yeah, I enjoyed the game a lot. There are a lot more interesting Apple II games that I'd like to cover at some point. Old games on the Macintosh, too, might be an interesting thing. So I'm considering when and if I have time to do some of those. They probably won't be like long-form LPs, just maybe one episode each. A lot of the games are so short that they couldn't even be more than one episode, but anyway, yeah, so let me know about your interest in those, too, if you'd like to see them sooner rather than later. If not, I'll just get to them when I get to them. So other stuff. The First Impressions series, it's still a thing. I'm kind of not happy that I ended it on kind of a negative note. I say ended it. I didn't end it. The most recent video wasn't a very positive one, which is unfortunate. I wish it could have been. I have been wanting to do more of those. I have a queue of games queued up for that I'd like to get through. I just have not been able to find the time. So still, please do submit games for that if you are working on one that you'd like to see me cover. I've talked to a few people since then who have had things they've considered submitting but didn't quite do yet. So if you are one of those people and would like to see your game covered, I am definitely still interested, so feel free to send it my way. So as far as game development goes, on another topic, I've been working hard on it. It's one of those things that just sort of, there's so much I have to do before it's really in a presentable state where I can show something interesting. I'm actually very close to having something that I can show. The thing I've been working on recently is collision detection, and if you've ever done any game programming, you know what a problem that is. A lot of people use a physics engine for it. I have chosen not to, so I'm rolling my own collisions. And I'm kind of trying to take the knowledge that I've gained from working on collision systems in all of my prior games and turn it into a library that I can actually use for future games, because I've invented pretty much the same system several times and I'm tired of reinventing it, so I just want to do it once and for all and have a thing that I can use. So when that's a little bit further along, I can actually show a pretty cool demo of it, like, balls bouncing around, platformer stuff, just fairly basic collision stuff, but it's a cool thing to look at. I've also been learning a little bit about how to use Unity. Unity is a pretty cool game engine. I kind of had given it a pass earlier because it wasn't really my style. I like to roll my own code, but the reason I've taken an interest in it recently is that I'd like to be able to do some contract work just to keep the bills paid. As I've mentioned before, I'm currently unemployed or between jobs or on sabbatical, depending on which way you want to put it. But anyway, I don't have a source of income, so money runs out. So Unity seems to be where most of the demand is for game developer contracts. So that's what I'm focusing on learning to be able to do. So if any of you have any leads or are looking for somebody to work with them on a Unity project, then maybe I could be your person. I still need to play with it a little bit more and get more familiar with it. But Anyway, that's the stuff that's going on in my life. So yeah, hopefully you'll see Terraria starting up very soon, and all that other stuff I talked about. So yeah, if you have any feedback on my schedule or any things you'd like to see, then please let me know. So, nice talking to you guys again. I'll see you in the next one.